Hello guys, how are you doing? I'm just here to share some tips with you guys about what me and my husband did in order to conceive and conceive my first child, my son, and I am currently pregnant, and what we did to conceive now. So I'm gonna start with um, my pregnancy with my son. So for that, we got pregnant the second month of trying, and this is basically what we did. So I always tracked my period because when I was younger, I did have a regular period, but as I got older and it kind of regulated itself, I downloaded the Clue app, and I used the Clue app to just track my period, not for any particular reason, just to make sure that things weren't off. Because, like I said, when I was younger, I had that issue with irregular periods. Sometimes my period would go on for a very long time to the point that I was anemic, and sometimes my period wouldn't come at all for months, and then all of a sudden it'll come, and then it'll be for a long time. So because of that, I started tracking, like in college and something like that. I started tracking. So I always kind of like put it in, and maybe not every month, but when I remembered, I would put it into the Clue app to track my periods. So when I got married, of course, we decided to wait to have a baby. So I didn't really pay attention. Sometimes I'll put it in, sometimes I won't, whatever. I wasn't really thinking about it because we were waiting. So when we decided that, okay, it's time and we want to start trying to have this baby, um, I started paying more attention to my periods and when they're coming on, and looking at ovulation and things like that. And my husband, he's very like sciencey. I don't know if that's the right word, but he's very like sciencey, and he kind of knows like, okay, this is what we got to do, like track, and we got to, try to have intercourse on these certain days, and that's what we do. He knew all that stuff. I was the one that was kind of lost in, even though I kind of knew, but like me, who's really thinking? I wasn't thinking about having a baby earlier on, so I was like, oh, whatever, I'm not really thinking about it. But he kind of was like, yeah, we track and we do these days and blah, blah. So we're looking at the app together because we already knew what month we wanted to start trying. So we started looking at the app together, like, okay, these are the days you're ovulating. These are the days we need to, have intercourse and all that sort of stuff. So I think there were like three main things that we did that helped us conceive. And the first month, we only used two of these things. And the second month, we added in the third thing, and that's when we conceived. So the first one being what I already spoke about, which is the Clue app and tracking, making sure you're knowing when you're ovulating and the times that you need to go ahead and have intercourse, because when you track, it kind of lets you pinpoint and target the right time. So you don't want to be having intercourse not knowing when you're ovulating, because then you can kind of miss it and just, whatever. Especially if you want to have this baby by a particular time, you want to make sure that you're keeping track of your dates and your ovulation dates. So, that's the first thing that we did, track. The second thing that we used the first month of trying was the ovulation strips. So I ordered the ovulation strips, something similar to this on Amazon. Something similar to this. Not this exact one. This is the one we used for this current pregnancy, but something similar to this. So this is the Mommy Med one-step ovulation test kit. and it comes with 60 ovulation tests and 20 pregnancy tests. So that's why I like this one, because it has both ovulation and pregnancy tests in it. So the next thing that I ordered on Amazon was the clear blue ovulation test. And the reason why I like this one was I feel like it's more accurate. The reason why I like this one is I feel like it's more accurate. As you can see on the box, you can see like it gives you like the smiley faces to let you know exactly when, you know, you're ovulating. So, it has this, it comes with this, little, I don't know, pen thing, and it has the insert that you insert it in there when it shows a circle, and you dip it into the, you dip it into your urine, and it tells you, if you're ovulating or not. So when you get the smiley face that's blinking, that means that your fertility is high. But when you get the smiley face that just stays there, then that means your fertility is, you're like ovulating, like you're there, you're at the peak, you're at the height, like you need to go ahead and, get the business done, and this is the best time to conceive. So I got those two things plus my Clue app the first month of trying to have my son, my first child. We did that the first month and started testing, and I was testing really early too, because I was like so excited to be pregnant and to do this whole journey or whatever. So I was testing early. Like, I didn't start testing the first day after intercourse, but like I think I waited like maybe to the 5th day after we had intercourse that first time for several days. So I think we did it like consistently 5 days prior to ovulation, and the day of ovulation, and the day after ovulation. So we were like making sure that the whole open window of conceiving, we were like in there trying to make sure that we conceived. So we did it 5 days before, did it the day I was ovulating, when the clear blue showed that I was at peak ovulation. We did it that day. We had intercourse that day. Then we had intercourse the day after that also. So, 5 days after the day after ovulation that we had intercourse, 5 days after that day, I started testing. So I'm testing, and negative, negative, negative. It's like coming up negative, and 2 weeks later, boom, I have my period. So I was like, okay, I'm not pregnant. I was so disappointed. It's so funny. Like, I started thinking like maybe something is wrong with me, because, we had intercourse like so many days before, on the day of, the day after. Like, so it's not that we didn't do it in the right time. We did. Like, the sperm is in there. Like, it should have gotten to business. The egg is there, the sperm is there. Like, what's going on? Why didn't I get pregnant? This is the first month. And I know a lot of women struggle and go through this process for years sometimes. And I know it's like definitely not easy, because I was already like feeling like, what's wrong with me on the first month? Like, just already like overthinking. And I think as women, we tend to do things like that and think about what's wrong with us and why didn't this happen. And I started having all these thoughts going through my head. So I was talking to my husband about it, and he's like, don't worry about it. It's just the first month. Like, we still have time to do it. Like, why are you even worried? Why are you even concerned about this? So, but that prompted me, having those thoughts prompted me to start doing some research. So I'm like on YouTube looking at videos like, why is this happening? What do I need to do? Am I doing something wrong? Is there something else that I should add to it or do to help conceive? So with doing that, that gets me to the third thing that helped us conceive. So looking at YouTube, I started seeing a bunch of videos about this particular product. And this is the pre-seed. I don't know if I'm like, yeah. So it led me to this, the pre-seed. And this is is called pre-seed, and it's called a personal lubricant, fertility friendly, for use when trying to get pregnant. So I think what this does, it mimics your fertile fluids. It kind of mimics the the normal fertile fluids that you would have in the vagina. It mimics that. So what you do with it is, it comes in this, let me show you guys. So it comes in this tube on the inside. Once you open up the box, you'll see this tube. And then it also has like some syringe, and you just put the syringe to the top of the tube and pull out the bottom of the syringe, and the product goes into it. And then, and on the back it tells you, it gives you directions of how much to draw out and put. So once you draw it out into the syringe, you're gonna inject the product into the vagina, then have intercourse. So once I saw that, and I saw a lot of women talking about how that helped, and how once they used it, like they got pregnant immediately. So I'm like telling my husband, like, I saw this thing on YouTube, and a lot of women said that they got pregnant like right away after using it. And I really want us to try it for this next month. So, you know, the space between like finding out that I'm not pregnant, getting my period, and before my ovulation started the next month, that's when I'm doing all of these research, watching all these videos, reading articles, trying to figure out how to kind of switch things up for the next month. Even though it was only 1 month that went without us conceiving, I still felt like, okay, I need to do more. I need to do something to help this process happen. So I ordered that, got it in, and then once, you know, looking at my app, it came time again to start trying. Before we would have intercourse, I would take the pre-seed in the tube, and I would inject it in, and then we would have intercourse. So after doing all that through the whole ovulation period and the day after, like we did for the month before, we basically did the same routine again. Just the only difference was using this. So we did that, and I started testing like maybe another 5 days after the last day we had intercourse for, you know, trying to conceive. I started testing 5 days after again, and I'm testing, you know, 5th day negative. I mean, I know some people get like a faint positive, but that was not me. It was negative. 6th day negative, and I was testing like crazy. I was testing like an obsessed person, like multiple times a day. I got the little cheapy pregnancy test from Amazon, and I got the first response, and I got clear blue, and I got like a Walmart brand pregnancy test. So I had a bunch of it. So I was just using it up. At one point I ran out. I went and got some more. So I tested the 5th day, the 6th day, the 7th day, the 8th day, negative, negative, negative. The 9th day in the morning, negative. In the afternoon, negative. I woke up. This is how much I was thinking about conceiving, right? I woke up, right? I woke up like at 2 a.m. I guess it would then be the 10th day, not really the 9th day anymore, because it was 2 a.m. in the morning. So I guess, so I had to use the bathroom, and I'm like, I'm not gonna waste this urine. I am gonna test again, because, you know, obsessed with testing at this point. So I go in the bathroom and I test, and I see, and I use the first response to test at like 2 a.m. The morning of the 10th day. So I did that. I tested and I'm waiting and I'm like nervous while waiting. Like I've been nervous for every other test that I've taken. So I'm like nervous. I'm sitting there. I'm like, waiting. And I look at it when the time was up and it was time to look. I look at it and I see a faint pink line. And I'm looking and I'm like, there's a line here. I'm not crazy. Like there is a line here. Like I'm not seeing things. It's actually a line here. So I'm like so happy. I'm like, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus. So I run into the room. Mind you, it's 2 a.m. And I didn't use the bathroom in our bedroom because I didn't want to wake him up while testing and the lights are on or so I used the bathroom in the other bedroom. So I like run out of that bathroom, go into our room, wake my husband up, like, wake up. And I'm like, show him. I was like, we're pregnant. So I didn't even wait to do like a, like, those cute, like, surprise, you're going to be a dad kind of thing. That's what I had in my mind that I wanted to do. But when I saw that line, I was so excited that I just ran straight to him. And I was like, he got to see this right this second. So I was like, do you see the line? Like, we're pregnant. And he looks at it and he was like, I see a line. And I'm like, yeah, there's a line there. We're pregnant. And, he just starts, he was so excited and so happy. And we were both so excited. And, so that's how we ended up finding out with my first child. Now, for the second child, we also conceived the second month of trying. So once we decided that, okay, we want to try for a second, I started tracking again because I had stopped breastfeeding for quite a while, for about, I would say I had stopped breastfeeding for about 8 months. So my period was already kind of back to being regulated and being regular, because I know, like, as some of you might know, like when you're breastfeeding, you're kind of all over the place. Sometimes people don't have it. Sometimes you have it. It comes a bit and then it goes away again. Like for me, when I was breastfeeding, it came for like 1 month and then went away again for months. It was just like weird. But 8 months after stopping breastfeeding, that's when we started trying again for the second child. So I did the same thing. I was like, okay, so I know the routine. I went for I got the ovulation kits who were tracking. I got the clear blue again. So these are the recent ones that we used this time. The ones I used for my son are long gone in the trash somewhere, but these are the recent ones that I used for this baby. So we had the ovulation kits, and we had the app. So the first month, all we used was the app and the ovulation kits. By that time, we were trying for the second baby. My husband already threw the one we used for the first child out, the pre-seed we used for the first child out. And I don't know why, but in my mind, I didn't even think about the pre-seed. I was just, it's like, I had like amnesia or something. I forgot that we used that the first time to conceive. I don't know, whatever. I don't know what's going on with me. But I just didn't think about it. I was just like, okay, get the ovulation kits. We track and we do what we got to do. And then boom, here's a baby, right? So the first month we went through the same thing, testing like crazy, nothing, get my period. And we weren't pregnant the first month. Then when we weren't pregnant the first month, that's when I remembered, last time you had to use this, like you had to use this. So you need to order that again and use it for the next month when you're trying. So this time around, I wasn't really worried about, oh, something is wrong with me, like I thought the first time around. I was just like, oh, you didn't, use everything you used last time. So you need to, get it back together and let's do it, the way you did it last time. So I got, I already had my ovulation test kits and all that. So all I had to get was the pre-seed. So we ordered that. And the second month of trying, I made sure that before we had intercourse, that I would put this, insert the pre-seed in, and then we would have intercourse. So we did that, and I'll go into more detail. So this time around, when we were trying to conceive, I did not do it. We didn't have intercourse every day up until ovulation because we were trying for a girl. But I can, if you guys want to see a video on how we did that to try for a girl, you can put a comment down below and I'll make a separate video. But that's not what this is about. These is just about the 3 things that helped us conceive. So we had intercourse, make sure that I injected the pre-seed, and boom. Well, not boom, because it wasn't really a boom, you know, because like I said, I am like a obsessed pregnancy test user, and you know, so I started testing like 5 days after the last day I started testing 5 days after the last day of ovulation. So the day that I had the peak ovulation, the day after that, I started testing 5 days after that. So I started testing and I saw that, okay, negative the first day, or the 5th day, negative the 5th day after ovulation, negative the 6th day, negative the 7th day, negative the 8th day, negative the 9th day, negative the, so when it was negative, so let me talk about this. When it was negative the 9th day, I was like, oh, you're not pregnant, because when you were pregnant before for your first child, it showed positive on the, you know, on the overnight of the 9th day. So now that it's negative, you're not pregnant. So I'm telling my husband, we're not pregnant. I don't know what happened. I don't know. Yeah, I can be a little dramatic. I don't know what happened. We're not pregnant. And he's like, it's okay, babe. It's just the 2nd month. And this time around, we kind of wanted the baby at a particular time because of just other things going on. So we were trying to time it perfectly, as perfectly as you can time these things, because we had other things that were coming up and I didn't want to be pregnant with that and have a newborn. So it was just like we were trying to get this done at a timely manner, for lack of a better term. So I was like, we're not pregnant. I don't know what's going on. We used everything we used the first time, and it's the 9th day and it's negative. And I'm like, I'm not testing again. And of course, the next day I tested because I'm obsessed. So tested the 10th day, still negative. And I'm using First Response. I'm using Clear Blue. I'm using Walmart cheapies. I'm using Amazon cheapies. Like sometimes I'm using 4 different tests on the same urine and getting all negatives. So my husband was like, just wait. Why do you keep testing? He wanted me to wait till the 13th day, like the day before the day before the day I get my period. That's what he wanted me to wait and test. But you know, I would drive myself crazy waiting. Like I need to see something. Even though I was driving myself crazy by testing, to me it felt better to test than to not test. So I kept testing. 10th day negative. 11th day, I was like, I'm gonna test. And I ended up not even testing with morning urine, because I was like, I'm not testing anymore. I'm done. I'm sick of seeing these negatives or whatever on the 11th day. Like I've been waiting for so long, right? It was like, I'm sick of seeing these negatives. But that morning I was like, my stomach was cramping, and I was like, my period doesn't come early. Like my period has been like day, you know, like pretty straight with the dates. So it doesn't come early. So I was like, why is my stomach cramping? So I was like, let me go and test. Like, I don't know what's going on. Let me go test. So I go, I take the test, and voila, it was positive. And I was like, oh my God, I am actually pregnant. And it was on the 11th day post-ovulation. And even though the first time it was 9 days post ovulation, this time it was 11 days post ovulation for whatever reason, you know. And I was so excited, of course. I told my husband, and yeah, he was excited too. And yeah, that's what we did the 2 times that we've tried to conceive. And both times we conceived on the second month, and both times I had to use the combination of the app, the ovulation kit, and the pre-seed, all combined together to conceive, you know, our babies. And I just wanted to share that with you guys because I feel like these were tools that really helped me out, especially the pre-seed, because I've using the ovulation kits and the app and tracking the first months of both babies. I didn't get any, I didn't conceive with just those 2 things. But when I added the pre-seed, I felt like that kind of brought everything together. All the tools that I needed for my body came together, and we were able to conceive. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. If there's anybody out there that's been trying and maybe not using anything to track their periods and their ovulation dates, or maybe not using the pre-seed. I don't know if everybody knows about this, but if you've never tried it and you've been trying to conceive, I would say give it a try. It's not expensive. I don't remember how much it is, but it's not expensive at all. Give it a try. See if it helps out in conceiving. And if you guys have any questions, or if you want me to make a video about anything else in particular, you can just leave the comment down below, and I would gladly answer those questions or make a video or whatever for you guys. And I just want to thank you so much for watching. I hope this video was a little bit helpful for somebody out there, and I really appreciate you guys. I will see you in another video. Thanks for watching. Bye.